Howdy everybody, this is Steve KM9G. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. Anyway, QDX build vlog. We're moving right along and building this thing out, and this one is toroid time. There's a lot of toroids on here. I'm not going to bore you to tears with watching me wind toroids. What I will do, however, is point out a video in the description down below where I have wound some toroids before and give you some pointers there, and then I will take breaks throughout this video and share with you any pointers or gotchas or tips or tricks that I might run into along the way. And then there's a bonus feature at the end. So let's get over on the workbench and get this thing built. All right, it is toroid time. We've got a whole bunch of toroids here, and I have a video on the channel where I go over how to do these toroids. And this big toroid, this L12, is exactly the same as T1 on the QCX Mini. So I will point you to the T1 video on the QCX Mini up there, link in the description down below, and I will get all of these toroids wound using that fashion, and we will be right back. What I will tell you is it's tedious more than it is troublesome. The other advice I can give you is you can wrap around the toroid and then you can move the windings any way you want in order to count them. Every pass through the center of the core is 1 turn. So if it's a 20 turn toroid, then you want to do 4 sets of 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 20. Ta-da! Now you've got it all squared away. I will get these all wrapped up and I'll get right back. The L12 toroid all wound up, and now I'm getting it prepared to get installed by bending these loops over and pinching them so that they fit through the holes easier. Grab my solder, and on this one here I'm not going to bother to clean the enamel off of it. What I'm going to do instead is burn it. And then if you watch carefully, you'll see the magic take place. That's what it's supposed to look like when it's done. Now we need to test it. And there should be continuity between all of these different points here. So pin number 9. And there's no continuity. There it is. I wasn't touching right. All right, so we need that one, that one, that one, that one. All good. And if you wind up not having continuity, it probably means that you didn't get a good connection between these points here. So just go back at it with some more solder and some more heat. And by more, I mean the appropriate amount. Make sure that there isn't any solder bridges between these connections here that are a little close, and try it again. You'll be good to go. I already wound this one here up, and then when I went to do the rest of them, I realized that they're all the same color, and after I get them wound, I won't know which one's which. So I'm going to get this one installed so I know what it is, and then I'm going to do them one at a time and get them installed, and then I'm going to come back. So Hans mentions in the instructions that there's a right way and a wrong way to do this, and I guess realistically what he's trying to say, and he actually does say this, is there's a left way and a right way. And this is the one that uses the thicker wire that we had left over from here. So we're going to go ahead and get it stuck in place, and that hole's tight. And if you do wind these backwards, it's not a big enough deal that you need to unwind them and try again. It's a there's something going on the end of that one. It's just going to be more of a pain to install it, so don't sweat it. Since this is the bigger one, I'm going to try and scrape some off. I put all of the toroids on, except for this last T2. We'll get to that one in a second. Even though I really tried hard to make sure, I gotta spread those out a little bit more. Even though I really tried hard to make sure that I got them all done in the right order and everything was where it was supposed to be and all that jazz, and did them one at a time like I said I was going to, I still wound up putting them on wrong, putting one of them on wrong. I put this one here. So I had to remove it and then put it up there. At that point, I had both of those wound and sitting on the table. So that was fun. But we got that all sorted out, and we're good to go there. And then it's on to the next step. So let's get on to the next step. The next step is the tri-filar toroid T2. That must be that one that's left. And I must have to use all of the remaining magnet wire that I have. This is what I've got left over here. Cut 3 lengths of 28 to 20 centimeters each. And then we will wind them up. And that's going to be fun. I don't think the spacing on the winding is terribly important. Just do a good job. Tighter, better. Blah, 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 blah. So about 8 inches. And that leaves us with number 3. And number 3 is plenty long enough at 10.5 inches. And every single time we've worked on these toroids, we've had some scrap wire left over. So there is plenty of wire to get this job done, because even that wasn't all of it. I've just found 2 more pieces at the edge of the bench. So we've had plenty left over, plenty to work on. Let's get after this last little bit here. And so we need to get these wound up. All right, so Hans says take this and tie it around the end of a screwdriver. He took his and taped it to the desk. I think that's a good idea because I don't have a vise at my hand desk. All right, so I have this chip lifter tied down to one end of the desk, and I have it wrapped around the screwdriver on the other end, and let's see what we can do. I'm twisting it. Don't appear to be doing much. It came untwisted from my screwdriver. That is not going to work for me. All right, time to get creative. All right, this is either going to be amazing or spectacularly stupid. Let's figure it out. Not bad. Nice and slow. It's starting to pull out of my hand. Getting tight at the end here. All right, I think that's good enough. Only one way to find out, and that's to get on with it. All right, 10 turns through the core, right? Now that we've got that thing all wound through the core 10 times, we need to make sure that we have continuity and we have the right wires identified. So I've already went through and done that, but here's what you got to do. A, B, come on, B, C, C. And then we need to put it onto the board in the same fashion and then double check after you get it through that you done did it right. So ABC, ABC from the top to the bottom. Because it's much easier to verify it at this stage than it is to go and get it all soldered down and then have to unsolder it and move it around. So there's A, B, and C on that side, and I probably should have done it the other side first, but that's okay. I'll cheat and I'll use the pliers. All right, now let's check it out. And of course, if A and A match and C match, then B and C don't have much choice. B and B don't have much choice but to match, right? Perfect. All right, those all match up. Let's get that soldered home. All right, let's test it out. Remember where it went. Perfect. Excellent. I actually really enjoy testing it as I go along. I feel like I'm making good progress. Okay, so on the back of the board, we have these two chips here, and we need continuity with the last two pins. That's good. Then we need continuity with the top pin and the second pin. Excellent. Perfect. LED time. LEDs are sighted, and usually they have a flat side on this round lip on the bottom. So that flat side is over here on the short leg, and he wants us to take the short lead and bend it right over. Like that. And then the long lead gets bent over a little bit farther out. Like so. And that is so that you can see it through the side of the case. And as a result of that, it only goes in here one way. Those are nice long solder legs. I'll keep them. My treasures. It's not so bad. It's just, like I said in the beginning, it's just tedious. It's time consuming, it's tedious. It's fine. It's fine. You got this, we got this, we all got this together. Go team. Yeah, the toroids went on easy. They made sense. The only suggestion I have for you is do them one at a time and get them nailed down onto the board. That way you don't get them confused or anything like that. You can always remove them and put them back on, which I had to do for one of them. Either way, there is another video in this series right over there. Thanks for being awesome.